Y'all, what Will Smith does not deserve. He does not deserve what Jada Pinkett Smith has done to him. Now, I know people very, very close to Jada Pinkett Smith. And I am not going to utter a disrespectful word about her. That's not where I'm going. It's deeper than that. There are a few questions that Jada Pinkett Smith deserves to be asked to her. Where's your compassion? Where's your decency? Where is your respect for a man you still acknowledge is your husband? Where is the respect for a man you walked down the aisle with and pledged your life to in 1997? For better or worse, through rich, through poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do you part. It wasn't just talking about staying married. It talked about honoring those vows, at least to some degree. Where's all that?
You know, it might change and transition again.
Yeah. You know why I never got divorced?
It's cheaper to keep me.
No.
I can't believe it. Oh my goodness.
Because I've never met anybody like you, and I knew if I wasn't with you, I'd be searching in vain for the rest of my life.
Aw, wow. Willard. See, sometimes he says the right thing.
The truth.
Will is my life partner, right? And the reason why I'm always careful with the word husband, and it's really about me, right? The reason why I'm careful with that word husband is because of all the expectations that I came into the marriage with as a young person, with what the idea of a husband was supposed to be. Very idealized, unrealistic expectations, right? And these years of separation gave me an opportunity to really clean that up. You know, I came in with the expectation that Will was supposed to be, you know, my savior and make everything okay. And, you know, and really I had to do my own work. I had stuff that I had to figure out on my own. And so I like to use the word life partner because in my mind, it frees up Will to not have to be responsible for me in a certain manner, right? Meaning I have my emotional independence, right? And wherever he's willing and can and has the capability to be with me in that world, you know, is fine because I got myself. And so anything he brings, it's like icing on the cake.
Y'all, we really thought that we would go a whole year without hearing any of the messiness going on in Will and Jada's marriage. But there have been talks that Will is still tired of Jada in this bombshell no one ever saw coming. From the entanglement with August Alsina to the infamous Oscar-worthy slap, Will ain't never said anything bad about Jada. But there's only so much beating a man can take from both home and the internet. And he's finally admitted that Jada and the Red Table Talk played a huge role in destroying what was left of their marriage. Will and Jada have dragged us into their marital group chat more than enough times for us to know that Will's hands ain't squeaky clean when it comes to how much their marriage has evolved over the years. Only, we don't know as much dirt about him as we do Jada. But what he had to say about the Red Table Talk is something that we can all get behind. The Red Table Talk was a very popular show on Facebook Watch, and it was hosted by Jada, her mom Gammy, and also her daughter Willow. Almost every episode went viral for one reason or another, and we all know that the reason that the show went so viral is because they were always sharing far too much. Nothing was ever off limits from the Red Table. In the 5 years that the show was airing, Will and Jada went from being couple goals for black couples back in the early 2000s to being the face of toxic, dysfunctional couples.
Time they have a show they need to promote, a book they need to promote, a movie they need to promote, they give us some little snippet of their lives to make themselves relevant and to make news. I think Jada has a book coming out. So because she has a book coming out, she's going to drop this very salacious detail about her marriage, saying that she and her husband have been separated since 2016. Why would we buy a book of you telling all your business when we don't even want to hear it? For free, girl, for free. We are tired of them giving us a snippet. We are tired of Jada shoving her love for Tupac down her own husband's throat. The man said, happy birthday to the love of my life. He had all this beautiful stuff he talked about for her birthday. And don't you know that woman posted a picture of her dancing with Tupac?
Just don't understand.
You got your children writing letters to the ghost of Tupac? I feel like this is an attempt to try to make herself look like she was the victim. Always talking about how, Will Smith also did some dirt too. Girl, why don't y'all just leave? Like, it's so toxic at this point to sit down at the round table year after year and try to give people relationship advice, and you've been separated the whole time? Child, glue ain't keeping y'all together. Love ain't keeping y'all together. You both realize that it's cheaper to keep her.
All the smoke. Like, she's everywhere, and she's telling us all the stuff we don't want to know.
TMI.
Like, it's so TMI.
That should be the name of the book.
It should be called TMI. Take us out of the group chat.
While there were bits and pieces of their lives that we were curious about, there were things that Jada said on the show that made us wish that we could plug our ears or at least scrub them clean, because we had no business hearing that stuff. A couple of the most noteworthy cringy things included Jada admitting that she enjoys and encourages Will and his ex-wife Cherie Zampino to vacation together with their son, independent of Jada. And also when she revealed that her grandmother taught her how to masturbate, or as she puts it, self-pleasure, when she was just 9 years old. Jada also disclosed that she introduced her children to psychedelics. See what I mean? And that is exactly what we get for being nosy. We need to mind our business. Will came onto the Red Table Talk a few times to talk about their marriage and the struggles they had in the spotlight while navigating their careers, especially with Will being the much bigger star. But what really got things rolling was when Jada brought herself to the table to dish out the deets about her entanglement with August Alsina, while Will sat there looking like all the joy was sucked out of him, and Jada went on and on about how another man breathed life back into her.
I really felt like we could be over.
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. One thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what?
I mean, because this is your red table and you brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely. I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. I wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
Child, somebody called an ambulance for Will. The thing is, Will really thought that he was being supportive and thought that they made the best out of the situation by basically saying that no matter what happened, they were in this thing together for life. Y'all heard what they said. We ride together, we die together. Bad marriage for life. Yeah, that was another cringy moment. But after that Red Table Talk episode, the way we saw Will was forever altered. It's one thing for Jada to never know how to zip it, but for Will to basically sit there and acknowledge all of this BS that she was saying took it to a whole new level. And although Will was cool with it, we were all offended on his behalf. He may have played the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on TV, but in real life, he is from West Philly, and brothers out there don't play like that. Everybody and their mama was calling for Will to divorce her and move on to someone else that would appreciate the good man that he was trying to be to Jada. Some were calling him a simp or a coward for giving another man his blessings to ram up in his wife and staying in the chaos, all because he was scared of getting divorced from Jada. I mean, folks weren't letting up on Will at all. Jada's entanglement with August, who might I add was her son Jaden's best friend, effectively made her one of the most unlikable women on the internet. The more she yapped about it on the Red Table Talk, the more people picked her apart. Will came to the Red Table because he was trying to protect Jada from all of the backlash and made it seem like he was completely on board with everything she was doing. But it absolutely backfired because the way she talked made it seem like she never had his back. And Will basically shot himself in the foot when he ran on stage at the Oscars to imprint his hand on Chris Rock's face on a night when he was going to win his very first Oscar. That moment was the most talked about situation for days, weeks even, and it became even more serious when people watched it back and realized that Will was laughing at Chris's G.I. Jane joke at first, only to react negatively when he saw how badly Jada was triggered by it. And take a wild guess what Jada did next.
There's an aspect of that I was as shocked as anyone, because Will and I hadn't been referring to each other as husband and wife since 2016. I was like, wife? Oh, me? That's right. I am. I'm okay. That's right. I am your wife. And that kicked in. I'm like, yep, here we are.
This revelation is a poor attempt to justify the entanglement.
Really?
I believe, I have not heard her publicly, and I could be wrong, but check from what I've heard from the Red Table Talk when I went back and watched the 2020, I've not heard her come out and apologize. And when somebody who's going through infidelity, that's the one thing that is valuable, is to know that they're loved and that the person is sorry. And so, to me, this kind of she's trying to justify it in this revelation.
I mean, really? Even if she didn't like it, did she really have to say that out loud? Because Will was now out here looking crazy for defending a woman who wasn't even claiming to be his wife. Now, there's talk about the Red Table Talk possibly making a comeback next year, and Willard Smith is sweating bullets about what that would mean for his family. Jada has long checked out of their marriage. This was a marriage that she never wanted to be in from the start, and through it all, Will has been battling with the memory of Tupac and the fact that he'll never live up to what he means to Jada, because that's a fight he's never going to win.
Jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I know
oh my God, that dude. And you know, and that was in the early days.
Yeah,
that was in the early days, and it was like, that was a big regret for me too, because I could never open up to interact with Pac, you know, and because we had a little bit of a thing, right? Because you know, they grew up together, and you know, they loved each other, but they never had that, you know, they never had a sexual relationship. But they had come into that age where now that was a possibility, and then Jada was with me, you know, so you know, Pac had a little thing on that, but she just loved him like he was the image of perfection, but she was with the Fresh Prince, you know, so it was like, I never could, like, even we were in a room together a couple times, I couldn't speak to him, you know, and, you know, he wasn't going to speak to me if I wasn't going to speak to him.
Really?
But,
it seemed like y'all would have so much in common.
No, that's what Jada would say all the time. She was like, I'm telling you, y'all are so similar. You will love him. And I just never, you know, that was a huge regret of mine. I just didn't.
Jada even fell for August because he reminded her of Pac. And she admitted that being with him finally gave her some type of closure about Pac's premature passing. The fact that she's still holding on to a love that was decades ago is crazy. And that's a love that Will cannot measure up to.
Go to explain, because the type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime. So he was like a brother, father figure to me. Very protective, and we took really good care of each other.
Jada, do you pray to Tupac? You keep giving us all these stories. I'm convinced you just making up shit now. Because you ain't got no eyewitness for none of this shit. You on here trying to tell us all these damn stories that don't even mean a damn thing. Tupac used to have alopecia. Now Jada got alopecia. Tupac was a drug dealer and a gangster. Oh, Jada used to be a drug dealer and a gangster too. Tupac went to jail. Jada went with him. What's next, Jada? What you gonna tell us next? You Tupac? It's like she giving us an introduction, like she preparing us for him to come back or something. We get it, Jada. Tupac your soulmate. You done shed so many tears. You feel alone, so you want us to picture you rolling with Tupac. You feel like it's me against the world. Cause together, y'all was like Bonnie and Clyde, two of America's most wanted. But he gone, baby. It's like you just keep trying to hit him up. But you gotta understand, life goes on, baby. Just
having the Red Table Talk finally gave Jada her own platform to speak her mind, and she just ran with it. The only reason she's still around is because of the benefits she gets from being the wife of Will Smith. They've built a whole life and brand and family together, and Jada unfortunately is so unlikable at this point that no one is checking for any business she's got going on her own. But now that there's nothing holding her back anymore, Will is worried that Jada is going to take things even further if the Red Table Talk is finally picked up again. For years, she's stuck with his vision and his dreams for their family, and really became more known as Will Smith's wife than an actress and entrepreneur in her own right. But Jada is ready to start doing things her way, and she doesn't really care if Will is caught in the crossfire once again. As much as we are all in support of women getting the bag, the way Jada has been moving has people fuming. Quote, "I will keep saying this forever. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are what happens when you settle. Just because they like you doesn't mean it'll work. You both have to like each other with the same fervor. Will loves Jada. Jada doesn't truly love Will." End quote. And interview after interview, talk show after talk show, newsroom after newsroom, Jada has decided to punish Will for staying married to her. I know we make jokes about him being weak, but I think the man genuinely needs an intervention. This is too much. End quote. Do you guys think that Will is right for being nervous that Jada may say some more out of line things once she gets that platform again? Or is he just tripping? Make sure you share your thoughts in the comments. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button for me on your way out, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.